As we walk into April with our rhythms, I want to take you to a passage from this past month's reading plan that calls us to examine how we engage honor. The passage is found in Luke chapter 14, and Jesus has arrived at this gathering, this party, and as he arrives, he's watching how everyone's kind of jockeying for position, if you will, and trying to figure out, okay, where's the best place to sit? And as they're doing that, he begins to tell this story. He says, when he noticed how the guests picked the places of honor at the table, he told them this parable. When someone invites you to a wedding feast, do not take the place of honor, for a person more distinguished than you may have been invited. If so, the host who invited both of you will come and say to you, give this man your seat. Then, humiliated, you will have to take the least important place. But when you are invited, take the lowest place, so that when the host comes, he will say to you, friend, move up to a better place. Then you'll be honored in the presence of all your fellow guests. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. Our culture is no different than the culture that we see inside of this story in the moment that Jesus is observing here. I mean, we live in a world that clamors for honor constantly. We're trying to figure out how we draw attention to ourselves, how we get more and more honor. This idea of taking the lowest place is something that is completely foreign to our culture. And to be honest, if we look at our own lives, it's foreign to us as well. I think for most of us, we live, how do I get ahead? How do I get more honor? I mean, after all, you have to build your brand, and we live in a world that works that way. And I think for many of us, we hear Jesus say that, and we say, wait, Jesus, wait. If I do that, I'm going to get passed over and over again. I'm going to get passed over. But as you look at this story, it's very interesting, specifically the one who's telling it. Because you have to understand, Jesus is the one who took the lowest seat. And the passage is about the Father, actually. And the Father is the host. And Jesus is the one who intentionally gave up all the honor that he deserved. He took the lowest seat. And what he's telling them in this passage is this. Listen, you can live your life trying to clamor for honor and seeking it and trying to figure out how to be able to manipulate your place into, or manipulate yourself into a place of honor. And he presents them with another path. He says, or you can do what Jesus himself in this moment is doing. Or you can trust God with your honor. And the reality is that in your life and my life, we can own that in our lives. We can own our honor in our lives. And then you're responsible. And you've got to try to figure that out. And you've got to try to figure out how to be able to get honor and make sure that your honor is protected. And some of you are very, very, very passionate about that. Or, and this is the invitation of the Father, or you can trust me with it. And you can live to honor others. Jesus gave up all the honor that he deserved to give himself for you to receive an incredible place of honor, that you would be a fellow heir with Christ inside of God's family. He gave all that up, and he gave his life for us to receive honor that, to be honest with you, we don't deserve. And in this moment, Jesus says, you guys think life's found in figuring out how to honor yourself. He says, no. Life's found in honoring others and trusting God. And here's the thing. The Father, well, he was faithful with Jesus' honor. As a matter of fact, Scripture says that his name is the name above all other names, and that the Father was faithful to protect and to restore Jesus' honor. You can own it yourself. And you can continue to live the world the way that this world lives and clamor for it and seek after it. Or you can decide to trust Him with it. This month, I want for us to sit with this passage, just ask, okay, what does that look like? What does it look like for us to live that way? And to really work through and process, do I trust the Father with my honor? Have a great month.